Doug Levi, Strategic Insurance Services. Hope you're having a great day for our team and those of you that are following us online. And today's training that I did for our new advisors is sales is a numbers game. So I just finished reading a book myself called New Sales Simplified by Mike Weinberg. It was a pretty good book. And that was one of the things it was talking about. So I'm just going to unpack today, and we'll do in 10 minutes or less. Sales is a numbers game. What does that look like? What does it mean? What are the takeaways for you? Well, first off, we want to say it's a good thing that it's a numbers game, okay? And those of you that are out there, again, that are on our team, I hope you like games. I hope you enjoy games. Games can be a lot of fun, right? Especially when you win. Again, that goes to the competitive nature of sales. But the nice thing with games is there's also, while there's a degree of risk for reward, which is fun, there can also be some predictability, right? So I know that if I go and I shoot 1,000 free throws in basketball and I do that over and over and over and over, I'm going to start to get some predictions out of that. I may make 800, okay? Or if we take the number smaller and say if I take 10 shots in basketball for free throws, I may make 8, and now I'm an 80% free throw shooter. So patterns start to evolve, but when you have that, you can do some things with that. We'll talk about that a little bit more. One of the things with that, you can overcome and experience an inability with volume. So this is really important. So we talk about a funnel and a sales funnel, and the more I dump in the funnel, the more normally comes out. Especially as you're getting started, or those of you that haven't done as much sales before, I can't stress enough, you've got to hit the ground and you've got to get going. You've got to make progress. You've got to talk to people. You've got to be active and do things to fill that funnel to get more results out. And the good news is that even if you're not as comfortable, maybe you don't know it as well, you're not as comfortable, you say, I'm not good at sales, Doug, you can overcome that by more at bats. If I have more experience, I have more proposals out there, I'm talking to more clients, more of them will drop. I promise you that, and that's a good thing. So the third one is to check out our future compensation calculator. And this is one I really want to encourage the team to check out. If you haven't done this in the past, I would encourage you to. If you're looking at what we're doing, I would also encourage you, this can be something you may be able to use or adapt from a sales perspective. But, so this is a future compensation and sales calculator. And basically we're saying a few things. We're saying, hey, how much premium do I write per month? Remember, we in insurance get paid a percentage of premium. How many policies does that be equivalent to? How many proposals do I have to do a day? How many do I have to have in my pipeline? And then all of it trickles down into what the agency commission is, and then ultimately what your commission is for both new and renewal. Okay? And we have some assumptions below here, okay, in terms of what our commission structure and things are. Here's my point. I don't want to spend a ton of time on this. I would encourage you guys to check this out. It's on. You can go to our insurancesideHustling.com. You can find it in our FAQs, okay? And I would encourage you to play around with this. This is live, by the way. So this is, anybody can go in, you don't need a password, and say, okay, well, if I do $40,000 in premium per month, what does that look in my first year, okay? So you get an idea of what that looks in your first year, and I'll pull this over for a second here. And then what renewals would start to look like. So you'll see this here. If I click calculate, it's kind of hard with the screenshot recording, how you would start building renewals. And again, that's only if I did $40,000 a month in my first year. Not saying I did anything in year 2, right? That's where all this stuff can start to stack and stack quickly. And again, this is where I would always encourage people looking at this. This is not a get quick rich. This is build wealth over time. And once you build a book, it can be a very powerful thing. That's why, oh, by the way, there's lots of private equity and lots of corporate interest in insurance and buying agencies because of the predictable nature of the recurring revenue. And this gives you an idea if you do so much per month each year for 5 years, what your income starts to look like, right? Not bad, okay? And obviously this is just an example. It could be much higher, it could be much lower. But I'd encourage you to understand that because sales is the numbers game, right? Going back to the rest of this, we want to talk and say, remember, the best baseball hitters hit 300. That means 3 out of 10 times are on base. 7 out of 10 times they're not. So you've got to be prepared mentally. If we kind of go into the fifth point, no up front, you're going to have people say no. They're not going to call you back. You're not going to hear from them. They're going to go elsewhere. You're going to have, quote unquote, your sales heart broken. You're going to have the scenario where I thought I was going to get it. I thought I was going to get a big commission, and I didn't. And anyone that's been in sales any length of time, I don't care what it is. I don't care if you're selling real estate, mortgages, financial services, cars, boats, doesn't matter what. I promise you that has happened. Frankly, welcome to the club. Once you get to that point, call me, text me, email me. We'll commiserate and have a joke together on it, okay? But you've got to be prepared for that up front. That's when we go in the numbers game. And really the best thing you say to yourself is not no, but next. Someone says no, you think next, right? If we're doing a little cheer, you hear no, you think next. You just have to go into the next one. And again, the beauty of our business, especially, and what I love, everybody needs it. Everybody budgets for it. Almost everyone you talk to is a prospect. Your pool to pull from is huge. There's a lot of people out there. And then we also talk about don't take it personally. You've got to learn not to take it personally. That can be hard at times. Because sometimes what people think is, oh, it's me. They're rejecting me. They don't like me. And that's what you may feel. But oftentimes that's not true. You got to think people are no different than you are. They're busy. They've got families or boyfriends or girlfriends or their own work, their own job. There's lots going on for most people today. That's not changing. That's only getting more. Maybe they got a better deal. Maybe their brother-in-law just got into the business. Maybe they're going through a tough time and they're not doing anything. You don't know. There's a million reasons I've seen over the years of why people don't do something, especially when you think they can. The big thing is don't let it take more of your mental energy. You've got to continue to think. Instead of thinking no, you got to think next, okay? Know a lot of people. I thought about this morning as I was preparing for this. Know a lot of people, right? The more people you know, the more, and that know what you do, the more opportunities are going to come to you and say, hey, you know what? My rate just went up, or I've got a sister who needs help. Can you help me? I get calls and texts and emails like that all the time. I'm not trying to make it sound like, oh, I'm the mayor or anything, but the more people you know, the more opportunities you're going to have. That's a good thing. So continue to think about that. How do you just expand your network and have fun with that? Okay. And again, one of the things we talk about, going back to the memory jogger, starting with your memory jogger. You know, we talk about this a lot. Again, this is something that is not uncommon in sales. This is not like, oh, we just invented the memory jogger and talking about this here, and I'm trying to pull one up right now. But this is big, right? This is just a place to start and think about, who do I know? And maybe who do they know? Who do I know that's a center of influence? Who do I know that owns a business? Who do I know that's married and has 3 kids? Who do I know that has a boat? There's lots of ways you can utilize this. And again, this is somewhat, could apply really to any industry or any business. The idea is when you're starting out, and sometimes, you know, they'll say, oh, you got to write out 100 people, go sell all your friends and family. I'm not saying that's the model here 100%, right? I've often broadened it and said, you know, who do you know that's maybe a center of influence? They could be a realtor, a mortgage broker, financial advisor. So there's lots of ways to use this, okay? But the idea is you're committing it to paper. That's going to help you with sales being a numbers game, okay? And then we kind of go, as we look to wrap up here, you know, one thing that's huge is you've got to discipline yourself in time block. This is big, and a lot of people lose this. They don't do this. This is not easy. I say what we do is simple, but it's not easy. So you've got to be disciplined. You've got to block some time and say, okay, I'm going to do marketing. I'm going to do prospecting. I'm going to work my memory jogger. I'm going to go through the marketing plan that we do with everyone when they come on board. People that don't, and they just let the world and the day hit them, they do not do nearly as well. Again, and this is true for any discipline in sales, probably a lot of disciplines in life, right? Whether I want to get in shape, whether I want to eat healthier, whether I want to spend more time with my family, got to be disciplined with that, okay? And then really, I want you all to re-emphasize, especially those that are on the team and that are looking and doing insurance, this is an industry where you're helping people. A lot of that gets lost, right? And sales at some level has a bad name. But when it's done well, it can be a blessing to people. You're truly serving them. You're helping them with something they need, something they budget for, something that they can't buy a home unless they have homeowners insurance. They can't drive a car unless they have auto. They can't have a commercial lease unless they have commercial liability insurance. It is a need, and it is a need that our economy and society relies on. If you took the insurance industry out, the economy would collapse. I mean, there's no doubt about that. It's that important. So feel good about that. Take pride in that. Be like, wow, I'm helping people. It's hard at times. You just feel like, oh, you know, I'm going through this, or I'm getting a lot of no's, or whatever it is. But at the end of the day, remind yourself you're helping people, okay? And then really the last few things is this is a great business, again, to re-emphasize that you can go from the poorhouse to the penthouse, right? It truly is an industry like that. And this is not some, again, get quick rich, and this is not some, latest, greatest potion and lotion. It's not. This is time tested and proven. And the technology is better than ever before that allows people to get info and work with people across state lines, across country lines, right? So huge opportunity there. And then the last thing is just the system works. We got to work the system. And the system we're talking about right now is knowing that sales is a numbers game. Filling your funnel, putting people in, spending time to prospect, sending time to market, being dedicated and focused on that. So guys, we're a little over 10 minutes. I hope this was helpful to you. If I can do anything for you in any way, please shoot me a text, shoot me an email, and as always, dream big and make it happen. Have a great day. Bye-bye.